Fear is something that we experience in our everyday lives. And today I want to hone in on the fear of change. This is something that is commonly referred to as a basic survival instinct, and it keeps us out of getting into a lot of bad situations and can be commonly known as discernment. Again, this is a fear, and it might hit us every single day, but it's a good fear. However, as psychologist Rod Mitchell referred to it as in the talk of medical news today, he also referred to it as a basic survival instinct, but he specifically said that this can stop us from growing and adapting to new circumstances. At this point, it becomes anxiety and is known as metaphysophobia. Some common causes to this fear are uncertainty. Doing a new thing obviously triggers fear. This is again normal. Past experiences, or especially trauma. This can cause us to not wanting to do anything new because something else in the past didn't work out, which is reasonable, but shouldn't stop us from trying to do new things. We can also notice that it stems from a loss of control. This is something that we all feel at some point of our days, and while this is a reasonable thing, we can never be in complete control of our lives at every moment of the day. Some nonverbal signs that this fear is starting to turn into this phobia and anxiety are simple overthinking. If you can't clear your mind and you're stressing about every decision. You can also notice panic. You're sweating or you're having a headache. You're in a constant state of worry. It's exhausting. You can also notice some indecision. You don't want to make simple decisions such as what ice cream to eat at night or what to have for lunch. You can most commonly notice dismissiveness. You just don't want to make any decisions. You don't want to do anything. You want to stay exactly where you are as you are because you're comfortable. And then, of course, you may notice over-avoidance for the same reason as before. Now, Professor Olga Malonia in Talkspace said that this can become a real issue whenever, again, you have difficult decision-making, but also you just have excessive anxiety in the new. You're stuck in a spot of not wanting to do anything new. You want to stay in our old ways, which are reasonably comfortable, but it doesn't allow us to see the new things that life has in store. You can also get caught in a feeling of being stuck or regret. You can feel stuck because, again, you're not doing anything new or old, and then you're feeling a sense of regret because you want to do these new things, you just won't let yourself do them. You can also notice that you resist change because, again, this is a fear of change. Some coping mechanisms based on the United Kingdom's National Health Service are a simple reflection on the fear. Whenever you're relaxed, think back to the last time that you felt this fear. Start questioning yourself if your reaction was reasonable or a bit excessive. They also recommend that you give yourself some exposure to the fear. Not all at once, but some small doses, such as, again, maybe trying out a new lunch spot or dessert spot out. Maybe, doing something out of your routine. They also recommend that you should allow yourself to feel fear without your typical coping mechanisms. Now, while this might not make sense to some, these coping mechanisms could be retreating out into a corner or fully not experiencing. In order to totally kill this fear, we have to experience everything of the new. Reasonably so. Some other tips from psychologist Rod Mitchell referred to earlier within the talk were that you make some micro changes. Again, just some small things like maybe trying out a new lunch spot, trying out a new drink at your favorite bar, or trying out a different coffee in the morning. He also recommends that you try to find the undercover routes. Again, this fear is a natural instinct, but where did it start to take over your life? He also recommends a simple support system. Don't hang out with people who encourage this fear or just allow it. Find yourself surrounded by people who want to see you break this fear and be able to live in new experiences daily. So in conclusion, a fear of change is natural and it's good. This can keep us from getting into bad spots in our daily lives. However, too much of it disrupts life and becomes a phobia and anxiety, which causes us to not be able to experience any new things in life, giving a lot of bad signs. If you feel yourself that you're caught in this fear, then we recommend that you seek some professional help. Some online things like BetterHelp could be a good resource, or speaking with your medical insurance provider. Either way, this fear is a good thing, and you can control it. Thank you.
That was good.
Dude, that was really
Hey,
good.
I'm
I like
so
that. I learned a lot.
still rolling.
Yeah, no, I was like, that's actually. Why does it kind of speak?
I was like, bro's like doing a service.
I was so.
Oh. Do you have to show all that?
Yeah.
Does it matter what talking about?
Probably not.
No, but I do have to post on YouTube, so.
That's okay.